Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Let Go to Grow podcast. I am your host, Passionate, and this is a safe space that I have created for women, men, non binary, and everyone in between, where we can dive into the areas in which we desire to grow, possible reasons as to why we're not achieving specific outcomes, and things that we may need to let go of in order to grow in the areas we wish to evolve in, whether that be people, things, environments, you name it. We talking here, love, so grab you a blunt, a glass of wine, your journal, take some notes, because after some of these conversations, you might need to. But most importantly, this is a space filled with love, laughs, and healing. Thank you for going on this journey with me, and let's get into the episode. Hey, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I am so very excited because this is my first episode where I have a guest on the show, and I am interviewing no other than BdnTre. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. First off, I just want to say I'm grateful and I appreciate you for letting me come on your podcast and being the first guest. It's an honor because I know you're about to take off and it's about to be something that, legends themselves listen to. But I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Let's say that first off. Yeah, and I'm just out here on my music journey and just my journey with life and trying to figure out, where life want me to be at.
All right. So, for those who don't know BdnTre, like he said, he is from Cleveland. He's a Cleveland artist out here doing his shit. He raps, sings, dances, and he's gonna be the next thing to blow up. So, All right, so for the people who don't know you, because you have a song out called Change off of your new Self-Aware album that just dropped, right? So talk about that song and what is it about? You had a line in your song where you said that you were in a group home and things like that. So, talk about that time in your life. Like, what were you going through and how were you feeling?
I think during that time in my life, I was going through my first ever realization of family and, everything that I grew up understanding that it wasn't going to necessarily stay like that. I ended up in a group home because, as a youngin, I wasn't as much of a rule follower, I guess you can say. I had my moments where I had to learn and understand what I was doing in my life. But my grandmother ended up giving up custody of me, and from there, I ended up doing a little time, getting locked up a little bit, and then I ended up in a group home by 15, just from, I guess, no family or really anybody really stepping up. So that gave me, eyes and understanding that, I had to take control of my life and what I was trying to do with it, yeah, so.
No, yeah, I completely understand that. So, at what point in your journey did you have the realization of, okay, things need to change, things aren't working out the way that I wanted them to, if I keep going on this course, like I'm not going to have a bright future. At what point did that switch for you where you had to realize that since you had no one in your life, telling you those things? How did you find that out for yourself?
Well, to be honest, it was really a lot of my mental. I had to realize, I was at down points. I was going with the flow, what I was trying to do in my life, but it wasn't it was at moments I realized, if you stop at any moment, or it ain't gonna be no, you ain't gonna have no safety nets or nothing like that. I got to points in my life where I was I needed family, or I needed, the essential pieces just to, function, even mentally, but they wasn't necessarily there. So I had to realize, yeah, I can't stop it. I gotta always have a plan. I gotta always want to go do something. I gotta always understand what I'm doing next, because the moment you don't, you feel me, you gonna end up, in the water, you feel me. And I know I realize I don't want to be in the water, and I'm never gonna be in the water. So I'm always figure it out and push to do something. If it ain't, you feel me, nothing. So
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely feel you, because you have to it's just those realizations that you go through in life that, causes you to be like, okay, I want something better for myself. There are things that I'm seeing around me that are not going to get me to my desired outcome. And, when you have dreams and goals in your life, it's a little harder to go after them when you don't have the influence, but it's not impossible. So I really commend you for that, for, taking control of your life and, going after what you want, even though you didn't have the influence to see that those certain things are possible, but you knew that they were because that's what you wanted for yourself.
Yeah, it's just all a mental realization, just realizing mentally that like all you need is like the self motivation, the perseverance, and like determination and want to do something, like not just wanting to like speak and have those words stay just in the air. Like I want to speak, and also, you feel me, like I've been in California, everything I've said I've seen eventually come to forth. So it's just all about speaking shit into existence and also working to make sure it get into existence. Like, you can go on faith and everything like that, but it also, comes with trying to do the hard work. You feel me? All God needs you to do is just try. Genuinely try. Don't just try it because, you feel like, yeah, oh, this is what I might. You got to know what you want to do. You got to go after it and stay consistent with it, regardless of what it is. Like,
And facts. So what got you into music and wanting to pursue a career as an artist? What age did that come about, and what kept you going?
Well, honestly, 2024 is a different time, but it was a period, where I had friends and, I had people, around me musically that was like, decent and different with they things. So I had a couple friends that, actually, was doing their music thing, and I wasn't really necessarily like interested in it, but I like music, and I like bobbing and being just the music scene in general. So they was making music, freestyling and shit at a point, and I remember like I just one day I just joined it in, like just happened, like we just freestyle. I was garbage, but like it made me realize like I could get better at it, and just like school, just like with anything you're doing in life, you feel me? Like if you work enough, do it enough, you're going to get good at it. So from 15, I remember it was around the age, I was 15 when I first started really hearing freestyles and really starting to partake in it. Then about from 15 to 18 is kind of like my practice phase, like to see if I could really get better at it. So from 15 to 18, like I seen a dramatic change in the way I was like, rapping and like, just going about the music and everything. And it kind of got to the point where I was leading the freestyles and the ciphers and shit like that. So I just started realizing like, I think I could do it. I just had to find like a message or a type of my style and figure out what I was trying to just do with it in general. But I ended up dropping my first song at 18. So it kind of made me realize like, and I ain't never really get no negative feedback. It was always really just quality, really taking the time to get my quality and spending money to really actually get a real like, production out of my music. So that's where self-aware and everything that's coming with this new album is, it's kind of fresh and it's fully produced, mixed, mastered, like nothing, I really want to, give myself the most maximum, possibility of getting on. So, yeah.
Okay, so you said you moved to California around what time again?
I was about 22, 21, one of them two numbers, 21, 22.
Okay, so when you told your family about your dreams and you wanting to move to California and pursue music and be a rapper, what was their reactions? Like, how were they supportive? How were their reactions towards you?
I don't really think nobody really believed in the aspect. I feel like they believed that I could rap, but they didn't believe that I could, go anywhere off of rapping. I had some people that, basically just told me straight up, it was probably not gonna happen. But again, you're gonna have people like that. Like my slogan is everything seems impossible until it's done. I created that shit specifically because of the people that, just said straight up it was probably not gonna happen, like. And now I'm at the point where I got a manager and I'm doing shows and open mics and all types of things around the city. And yeah.
All right. We just had a little intermission. If you haven't yet, Like I said in the beginning of this podcast, you can go ahead and light you a blunt, have a glass of wine, because right now I have me a wine, and right now we just lit the blunt. So,
Sipping and smoking, sipping and smoking.
so go ahead and join the vibe, guys. All right, so let's get back to it. So, what are some challenges that you've experienced since coming to California, and how did you handle them?
Well, I will say I experienced homelessness. Shit, just thinking that I had it, figured out. I came out here, my one of my friends from Cleveland, and things didn't work out how we was expecting it to. So kind of went into a big figuring out phase for me, and it was just about like, yeah, again, everything mentally I think is in a world for people to figure out. Like I just mentally figured that shit out. Like I told myself, I'm gonna make sure I'm working, make sure I'm afloat, and then I'm gonna just bust my moves once, everything kind of play out money wise. Cause like, I realized coming to a city like California, you need money. I thought 3 bands was enough to function. Hell no. Like I was in the mud. I was in the mud, had to figure that shit out. But at the same time, it was a learning experience. Like I appreciate everything that I went through, cause it wouldn't, without everything that I went through, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now today. And with the understanding and mental and all that, like, you feel me? I feel like I can go against anything, you feel me, with anybody and come out on top because of the way I'm gonna go about it, and my persistence and everything ain't gonna change while I'm going about something. Like, but everything that I've experienced kind of, just went based off of like just coming out here thinking that I had it was, figured out and everything. It was more to it, and I figured out it was more to life. I had to grow as an individual. I had to grow as a man. I had to grow as a fucking friend, family member from a distance. Like I just had to just go through a big, cycle and release that old shell, and then pop out on some new. And since I done popped on my new, it done been showing some good colors and some good, good views. So
Yes, Ashe, Ashe. So you said you were homeless. How did you keep going? How did you find the motivation to keep going and to keep pursuing music and keep going after your dreams? Because I know being homeless, that could be a real detour that can cause people to just take a different route and path in life and be like, you know what, I'm just going to do this 9 to 5 because it's easy, and this is what is going to get me money quicker, and that music shit is going to take some time. Like, how did you keep the motivation to keep going?
because for me, like, I don't know, that was just the number one goal when I came out here with who I was with. That was the number one goal, make it on the music, you feel me? And I felt like if I would have tried to adjust it in any way, it wouldn't been like genuine. It wouldn't have been authentic, like something I wanted to do. So I kept music in the rear view for a while though. I had to do the 9 to 5 and get my money together. Like I worked at PF Chang's in Sunnyvale for a while. And then, I just started busting my moves, according to me and how I knew I was going to end up in a better position, So I just, I was kind of like, it was just whatever decision I made, it was going to be, it was strategic. I made sure I made all my decisions based on what I was, my future, you feel me? So it was a nice, like, I don't know, learning experience, but it also, just let me know that, like, yeah, I did have a different type of mindset, because I wasn't gonna go to the mud. I just knew that as long as I kept a standard and I set a goal for myself, I wasn't gonna end up on the floor. Like I was already sleeping in a car, but I knew, like, just in case things went bad, I was gonna have a job to have myself backed up. You feel me? Like, so if like, which ended up happening, our car ended up getting towed and shit, we was able to go move into, you feel me, like a um a hotel, and then we went to a 1 bedroom spot. So it was a lot of things that we had to go through to get to a better place. But I just kept myself consistent with what I was trying to do, and I just never steered off the goal. It was just a mindset. It's a mental thing. Like I knew if I kept a consistent and a positive attitude, I wasn't gonna end up nowhere negative. So, and to this day, I've been keeping God first, and even keeping what I wanted to do in my dreams first. So it's just it's just about how you go about it mentally.
Yeah, that's real. And I think I can definitely resonate and relate to that, going through just hard stuff in life and having to keep the faith and stay motivated and stay a course with the goal and things like that. Because when you're going places in life, especially when it's places that not a lot of people are at, it's harder to get there, Like they say, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So yeah, it's just having that discernment and having that inner strength of knowing, like, if I just keep going, and no matter through the hard times, good and bad, because life is going to have good and bad times, life isn't going to be easy. So the journey with life isn't going to be easy, especially when you're going places that's going to, break generational curses and put you in different places in life that you nor your family members have ever been. So
And really just understanding that it's really just a mental thing. You gotta break it out. You gotta break out that shell. You gotta always be willing to learn. And at first I had took, criticism the wrong way, and I was, but I started realizing, like, people telling me the things that's wrong, you feel me? If I apply that shit like I have been, it ain't gonna do nothing but make me better. Like, and it take real genuine, like, poise and character to understand that, like, not everything need to be taken personal, like, I feel like in life, a lot of people just take a lot of stuff personal instead of, just taking it in and dissecting it and understanding where the root is and fixing the root and then building it back up and letting it grow back out a different way, like, it's just about, character. Again, like, it all go back to character and mentality. Like, if you got a good character and a mental about understanding, like, where center is, in life and with the world and with everything going on in your personal life, you'll understand where you missing, where you can be at, and how you can get there just by mentally breaking that shit down.
yeah, that's real. That's real for sure. So, with your end goal in life, like, where you see yourself ultimately ending up, where is that? I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little lit. That question was kind of chalky. Let me do that one more time. But ultimately, like, what's your end goal in life? Where do you see yourself after all this is said and done? What does your accomplishments consist of, and just your end goal in life?
Well, again, I plan on being one of the best rappers, to come out of Cleveland, Ohio, since whoever in GK, I don't know who y'all want to reference, but I feel like I'm gonna be bigger than them. But my end goal, to be honest, like, man, I just want to relocate my family, man. Like I said, I've said it in my music. Like, I just want to relocate my family. Like, I know most of my family probably been out of Ohio or been out of, Cleveland and, and at a point, but I feel like my family kind of just settled in and not really like, chasing a bigger aspect of life. And I feel like all they just need is a different view of what life could be. And, motors and thoughts and shit will start flowing for them. So I just want to be that outlet and be that person to create that, like, it started with one motherfucker. So hopefully it can be me. And at the end of it, I just want it to be $1 billion music. I just want that shit to be ran by the future channelers or the future people that I care about. And I don't know, I was talking to you about what was it called, the Chandler what?
The Chandler Change Center?
Yeah, that's gonna be like a homeless center for people that, just need a spot. But I want to do it a little different. We ain't about to just, it's gonna be a home. You can rent it out. It just all depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to, get yourself together, you can get a job and you can rent out the place you got, or you can use it as a shelter just to try to figure out what your moves is and, go about your time. But, it's just about change and really, sticking to trying to help the better and help the people that ain't got no voice. You feel me? Because we got a big one. So, I know there's a lot of people that just need to hear the right shit, just need to hear the right sentence, you feel me? And hopefully one of my sentences or some is going to come together and somebody going to want to change their life. So that's just the whole goal with it, just to change one person, two people. Just as long as somebody hear me one day and be like, yo, I want to go do something better, just because, you feel me? If I don't, it ain't going to be nothing else to chase, So
Yeah, yeah. I'll shade to that. Speaking of change, we are going to be playing his song at the end of this episode, so stay tuned to that. But thank you for being on here. I really appreciate you coming and just you sharing your story and letting people know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going in life. Because, yeah, we were talking about that Chandler's Change Center, and this, I'm just so grateful right now because this is definitely a show where it's just a safe space where you can come and just talk and say your manifestations. Like, we're fucking manifesting on this bitch. We're manifesting on this show. You know, things that we're talking about is just coming into fruition, and um it's a beautiful journey. And this is why we align a lot too, because, you know, I want to inflict positive change on the world and future generations, and so do you. And yeah, I love that about us. Did I mention that this is my man, guys? Like, what? Oh, anyways, um, so closing out this episode, there will be many more to come, but I think this would probably be a good place to stop. But last question though, what are some things that you would like to leave the audience, leave for the future generation, just leave for people that are listening that are probably going through, you know, the phase of your life where you went through, where they're in the mud right now and it's hard and they're looking for that positive, uplifting energy to get them through? Or they're, you know, probably in your current situation right now where they're like, you know, still having something they need to figure out, but they're making those steps towards their music and things like that. Like, what are some things that you would like to leave with the people?
First off, stay self-motivated. It's all gonna come from you. It ain't gonna come from no other source. So if you searching for some shit that's gonna come from somebody, or you thinking about your next steps and you're like, where is it gonna, it's gonna come from you. Be active, continue to go no matter what the fuck you're doing, even if it's just, you know, you talk to one new person, that whatever your goal and your dream is, you just gotta stay on it, stay persistent. And again, it's all with you. I'm self-aware again, and it's gonna be self-awareness and understanding that's gonna get you everywhere you want to go in life. Ain't no other entity gonna get you anywhere. It's gonna be whatever you and your person do. Like, so again, my message is to block out all the other sources, all the other people you think that's aligned with what you're trying to do, and center it with just you and go for it. And the people that's gonna come in that with you gonna be the ones who genuinely, you feel me, form. But don't go outside yourself to do anything that ain't inside your goals. So
I got to snap to that. Ashe, that's real as fuck. All right. So, guys, with my episodes, you know, I like to close it out with a prayer to send us off on a good high vibrational note. So, let's get into it. And dear God, thank you for just this life, this experience. Thank you for having BdnTre on this episode. It was
God,
it was very enlightening, very inspirational, and just it was wonderful. So thank you for that. I pray that this message gets to the necessary ears that need to hear it for motivation to continue to go after their goals, whether it be music, whether it be in the arts of creativity, whether it be going to be a doctor. No matter the story for you, I pray that it gets to its necessary audience and that you guys just take away the message of don't care, you know, not caring what people think, not caring what they think, and not letting anybody hold you back, especially yourself. Go after what you want, and as long as you put in the work and you keep the faith and do your due diligence, you are going to be great in life because we all deserve greatness. And in your name, we thank you, pray, and we say amen and ashe.
amen.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode. And may you continue to let go of the things that don't serve you in order to grow in the areas that do. Until next time.
Hey, it's another one. $1 billion music.
through that change in our life. Gotta keep it real, but I got pain in my life. Shedding all these tears, but I promise I'ma fight. And I ain't gon' die until my mama live this life. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Gotta keep it real, but I got pain in my life. Shedding all these tears, but I promise I'ma fight. And I ain't gon' die until my mama live this life. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Yeah, man, we all go through that change in our life. Man, we all go through that. Hey, man, we all go through that change in our life. Yeah, man, we all go through that change in our life. Hey, man, watch how I throw these bands like I never had shit before. Relocate the fam, to be real, that's when I can go. Start making these plans at 15 when I left out the door. To be real, I wasn't ready, I ain't had my control. But up in school, I used to hoop and I ain't make honor roll. I brought a blick up in my school, so mama let me go. And I was tapped up in the system, I had to learn to grow. But damn, I can't believe she really let me go. And now she going to a place that I'll eventually be. I talk to her spirit so she can hear from me. I feel like I'm boxed in a wall, chasing my energy. Or like I'm scooping the log, searching for honeybees. Man, none of this shit be making sense to me. Why can't the world just see we missing in the piece? Self-love is the key and being self-aware always, y'all, I swear. That's the recipe. Be mindful and be great. And remember, God got you the hard way. And if you got plans for your life, keep going. Just stay in the knowing. Cause God got your pages pre-written. Remember that genuine love is the potion. And learn from your mistakes while you growing. Keep your faith high when it's broken. Cause you could be chosen. Are you living in that moment? All that switching, better not switch up. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Gotta keep it real, but I got pain in my life. Shedding all these tears, but I promise I'ma fight. And I ain't gon' die until my mama live this life. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Gotta keep it real, but I got pain in my life. Shedding all these tears, but I promise I'ma fight. And I ain't gon' die until my mama live this life. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Man, we all go through that. Yeah. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that change in our life. Man, we all go through that. Man, we all go through that. Through that change. Well, things will never ever be the same. Gotta hustle hard and you gotta maintain. Think about your bread.